about 5:10. I think I might have come on a minute early, and I'm just gonna cruise around here on YouTube for a minute, see what's going on. I want to see if anyone is live. I had an interesting live stream this afternoon. They're all interesting. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if people come in, are going to come in, or not come in. And either way, you learn to be okay with it. You learn to be okay with what arises, as well as things that don't arise. And what I find is it's just a perfect opportunity doing those live streams to practice, practice, practice all the way through. And what am I practicing? I am practicing simply accepting what's in the present moment. That might include an initial reaction to something. And that also includes my response to that reaction. And you know what? I'm happy to say that it seems to be getting more seamless as I proceed through life. Not always instantaneous, but I'm always able to return. So is everyone else. I remember reading a quote. Someone had asked Bill Thetford, who was one of the founders in A Course in Miracles, not so much founders. He worked with the person who received the teachings of A Course in Miracles. He was intricate to the process. And his last decade of his life, when he was asked after he retired, what have you been doing? And he said, I'm practicing forgiveness. And when someone said, how do you know you're making progress? And he said, by the degree of which I'm willing to let go of grievances. Runner Boy's here. Runner Boy says, yo, we're doing my live stream tomorrow, and then the day after as well. Good. I'm going to check for you. Usually come up right when I'm getting ready to walk, which is good because then I can click on it. I see it come up. How you feeling? Oh, there's the answer right there. My throat soreness and cough are gone, but still have a bad nose. Well, it sounds like you're making progress. Our friend Barb is here. Barb says, blessings one and all. Hey, Barb. Let's see. Deleted account says, white daddy. And it's comments like that is why you're a deleted account, my friend. Actually, that was pretty funny. So I hope everyone's going okay. Wolf says, welcome back, Yogi, and everyone else. You know what? Here's what I noticed. It seems that some of the troll action has settled down. And not only that, I know energy-wise, Barb's not back to being 100% yet, but your response to the trolls, you just seem so much calmer and at peace right now, which is a beautiful thing to witness. That they're not, we see them, we recognize them, we take care of it, or we ignore it. But you yourself, you just seem, you handle it. It's not getting to you the way it was, which was always so sad because it was causing you so much pain, my friend. No one likes seeing a friend in pain. Um, but yeah, you seem again more at peace. So maybe it was maybe it was to stay in the hospital, because when you have you said that it was so bad that maybe when you have that experience, things gain a certain perspective compared to the pain that you were in physically when you were in the hospital. That the emotional pain of things that go on might maybe that's less. Barb says, I'm praying more. That's great. Yeah, you mentioned earlier that you were wanting to go live, but you're not quite ready. You'll be there. You'll know when it's time. Runner Boy says, I did some like squats today and sat in the steam room for 30 minutes. Man, I really miss the steam room and the sauna. I went to, it wasn't a gym, it was a spa that specialized in steam rooms, saunas. It had a cold plunge, had a heated pool, as well as the hot tub, um, as well as other stuff, classes and everything. But it went out of business during the COVID shutdown. It was never able to open up again. Sauna is so good for you. Wolf says, it helps that we are surrounded by a great chat owner and mods. Well, thank you for that, Wolf. And Barb says, when you come close to dying, it wakes up spiritual calmness. I agree 100%. As far as the great mods, as Wolf pointed out, flowers like the B-52, she zeroes in. She's protective of her friends. When she sees something amiss, she goes to correct it. Doesn't even ask questions. And she knows to leave the silly comments alone, the ones that are directed at me, and the ones that are an actual attack on our friends. So she's much appreciated, as are you guys. Walking with Goldie is here. Goldie, my friend, how are you? You were you off today? I saw you over at Joe Delaney's. I wasn't able to watch the whole thing. I had it up the entire time, and I would tune in. I watched a little more after my own live. I'm going to watch the whole thing through, probably tomorrow. Runner Boy says the gym I go to is more spa than a gym. Hey, they don't mind you doing heavy squats and deadlifts there? Barb says the steam room with the menthol would be amazing right now. Yeah, I bet. Barb says Wolf is cooking crawfish for me tonight. That's awesome. I think you guys are 2 hours behind me, so it's like what, 3:30 or so for you guys? We're almost. Goldie says nope, working hard. Oh, was today the day you had a big order first thing in the morning? T is here. Bumblebee T. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing okay. I'm not at the keyboard constantly, but listening and will comment if I hear Yogi read out any comments to me. You got it. I thought you were going to say if I hear Yogi say anything interesting. And I thought, well, that could be a long night. Wolf says, for her age, Flower shows much wisdom. She does. I was pointing something out in the live stream earlier. The difference between knowledge and information. Some people have more information than other people, and we call them smarter or more intelligent or better education, whatever. But it's just information. Everyone has the same intelligence. It's the same intelligence that courses through my body. You can call that intelligence God if you want. It's the same intelligence that courses my body and makes it alive, that makes my heart beat and my eyes see and my tongue speak. It's that same intelligence that also makes a squirrel climb a tree and a deer run in the woods. It's just intelligence acting out. No one has more, no one has less. Intelligence is intelligence. Um, but we confuse the amount of information, the amount of specific information that we have with intelligence. And then you see someone who's young, like Flower, who obviously isn't going to have as much information as someone who is has had more information, has been in the workforce for a while, has experienced more of life. They obviously have more information, but that doesn't make them more intelligent, doesn't make them more knowledgeable. And you see that with Flower because she acts from the heart. She responds from the heart. T says, I saw Goldie at Joe Delaney's too. Awesome. I didn't, as I was scrolling through, I didn't see you, T. Hey, so if you guys want to leave a quick impression of what you gathered from listening to Joe, that would be interesting. Goldie says, last day out of 6-day streak. Awesome. I'm glad tomorrow you're going to be off. Hope you get some rest. I'm thinking about just doing an hour's worth of live stream, and then I'm going to get some rest myself. It has been extremely hot here. Let's see. I'm going to try to translate it into Celsius. So yeah, it's been 100 degrees here, plus humidity, which means it was 37.77 Celsius for my European friends. Let's see. Runner Boy says, it's all good. Still has a weight room, but it's a small section. As long as they don't hassle you. Like I said, there's some gyms here that they don't like people doing heavy weights. They definitely don't like weights that make noise. So I'm going to bring out my desktop. I found it's easier to read most of the time. Let's see. Barb says 4:18. Okay. So yeah, you guys are about an hour behind. Thanks for that, Wolf. Goldie says, yes, 18 pizza to start the day. Wow. Nothing like just jumping right in, huh? It's 10:19 p.m. in the UK. Runner Boy says, been going there since he started his channel. T says, Yogi, yes, interesting stuff too. And Goldie, or T is wishing Goldie a nice day off. Yep, I hope so. I hope you get some rest. Maybe get outside and get in a walk, get in some air, some fresh air. Let's see. Wolf says, some people have more information than wisdom, but it's all intelligence. Yeah, nicely said, Wolf. Nope, I don't think Flower's with us tonight. She was all day, all afternoon. Barb says, I was watching a room and the owner said, it's one's responsibility to know what is right or wrong, that is eternal power over those that are heartless. I can see that. Our friend Randolph is back. Randolph, my friend, how are you? Do you guys know Randolph? I think everyone's met him. And our friend Greg is here. Greg says, hello, this is Greg. Laradox is really annoying me with the God things, so I voiced my thoughts, and Laradox got upset. He'll be okay. Laradox is young. He's enthusiastic, but hey, he bounces back. Master Sergeant retired. Milka is here. Milka, how are you? But like you said, Greg, you voiced your opinion. That's all we can do. Barb says about 95 degrees here. Well, so yeah, we're actually hotter than you guys are, but you guys probably have more humidity, so it's about even. T gives us an eek, 37. Yeah, it's hot. Ice, my friend, how are you? Randolph says he's good. Mr. Moon Panda says you're in the UK, sir. Nope, I'm on the east coast of the United States. I'm in the state of Maryland. All right. Let me catch up. I fell behind already. 34 outside and 320 in the oven. Wow, yeah. There's no break there. Hot outside, hot where you're working. Mr. Poopinator is back. Fart from me, bro. The thing is, if I fart for you, I gotta fart for everyone. And you know what? You only have so many in you. So the only fair thing to do, I just gotta shake my head, man, and say, sorry. This wouldn't be fair. People would think that you were special. And of course you are special, but you know more special than anyone else here. Wolf has some excellent advice. Stay out of the oven, Goldie. Excellent advice from T. Goldie, stop sitting in the oven. You burn your bottom. This is true. I says, that's crazy. Yeah, it is. Randolph says 5:25. Yep, so you're on the same time as Barb and Wolf. Greg says, hello, Goldie. I think Laradox is upset with me. I think he probably forgot about it, Greg. He has people here all the time asking him to calm down. All the time. Every day. And yet, Laradox keeps showing back up. I can appreciate that. Imagine that. Imagine being his age and, being so enthusiastic that you're putting your thoughts and your beliefs out. You want everyone to feel that way. And then, largely, but hopefully kind-heartedly, no one takes you up on that. And that you show up the next day and the next day and the next day. Yep, I certainly agree. It can be annoying to an extent. I could see how it could be annoying. Really, honestly, it doesn't annoy me in the least. Mainly because as Laradox is set with his faith, I'm set in mine. So but my faith is without form, without the type of context that Laradox has. It's the faith that I need. And the faith that Laradox has is the faith that he needs. It's going to help him navigate through life. I get the feeling, I don't know for certain, I get the feeling that it has not been an easy life for someone his age, someone with his sensitivity. So this is something that he can hold on to. And I would never, ever want to take away something that someone needs to hold on to. If it's something that is not meant for them to hold on to, they'll find out later in life. Maybe something I say might cause him to explore, but that's not my intent. So, yep, no, Mr. Moon Painter, I'm on the east coast of Maryland. I says, Greg, how can someone be upset with you? You seem always really respectful. He does, actually. And you know what? I think even with Narodox, he spoke his mind, but you know, I found him respectfully doing so. Mr. Poopinator says, I'm here. That's all that matters. Fudge the haters. I agree. That is all that matters. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here, even though I've said the word poop more times today than I have in the past 40 years. But it's all good. Randolph says he's good. Goldie. Really, words of wisdom from Goldie. Greg, don't worry about it. Absolutely. Mr. Poopinator says, speaking of fudge, he needs to take a fat one. Just said Chinese. I guess that'll do it to you. They kicked me out of the buffet. Yeah, you said you were going to go get Chinese. Sounds like you enjoyed it. Barb says, Randolph, I connected with you. Awesome. We got a hi there, lovely mocha. I mentioned before, I always love the greetings that we get from people. I love the hi there, lovely mocha. Hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Barb. As well as the hias from Wolf, but especially, I just get this deep sense of respect whenever I read out Wolf saying, hiya, Master Sergeant, retired. Which I very much appreciate, Wolf. As well, I know Mocha does as well. She does not take her service lightly. You don't put in, 23 plus years in the military and just walk away from it like it was, nothing. It was more than a career. It was service. She made her career service to the country. Jacob Colby is here, a good friend Jacob. Jacob, how are you? Let's see. Man, how do I fall behind so quickly? Jacob says, greeting and blessings to you all. Hit the like button for our great friend, Mr. Yogi. Thank you for that. Jacob, much appreciated. We got some laughing emojis from Walking with Goldie from Mr. Poop Painter. Greg says, hey, it's nothing personal. This isn't an effing church. I agree. And I could tell it wasn't personal. You were just, stating your opinion. Now, I talk about God fairly often. I'm not trying to convert anyone. If anyone would say, do you have a wish for me? I would say yes, and it is simply for you to find peace in whatever way that's possible for you. That's it. So if there's something that I could say, if there's a tip that I could offer, if there's a technique, breath work, yoga, meditation, diet that I could offer that helps someone feel more at ease and more at peace, then I have a successful channel. I view my channel as success to the degree that I'm able to be of service. Let's see. Randolph says, okay, Barb, in which way? Oh, let's see. Barb said, yep, more humidity. Let's see. I says, I found this out, Allers. I didn't follow that one. Ice, sorry. Oh, okay. You didn't mean to send that one. Unfinished. Okay. Garg was saying, thank you to the Commandant. Yeah, Goldie says, I hear you, Greg. However, Laradox already came a long way from where he was started. He certainly did. And you know what? We're all a work in progress. I was annoying at 15, but in a different way. And I don't know what way. I don't recall. But I was 15. Hey, here's the thing. Laradox stepping up with people, some of us, almost 4 times his age. And he's ready to preach his message. Goldie says he's still learning. He certainly is. And you know what? When he learns to tamper down that enthusiasm, depending on the audience, he might be amazingly effective in reaching people. Barb says, I'm not at a keyboard constantly. I listen to as I do some chores. I take a minute here and there. Well, I hope we can make the chores a little easier for you. Wolf says, Randolph, Barb, and I try to sub to all who are friends, which is a nice gesture. Greg says, just annoyed very easily, so I say what I think. Let's see. Gordy says, but I still need to turn that pizza, so I'm in front of the oven most of the time. Man, it sounds brutal. Just the heat. And then you go outside and it's only a little bit cooler. Ice says that I found out that in most of the world, called bread and toast different. And in Germany, where toast is soft bread, and bread, brat, is pure baked German. You should look up German bread. I can do that. Has anyone here had German bread? I bet you our friend Scroll Sniper has had German bread. Why do I bet that? Because Squirrel Sniper is a ever-present font of surprises that don't really surprise me anymore because they seem so Squirrel Sniper-ish. You know what I mean? It has that essence, the Squirrel Sniper essence, which means it's a pretty cool thing. Randolph says, I lost you for a moment. Barb had a cousin that was a nun in Germany. Interesting. And Ice wants to know if Barb speaks Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see that Mr. Poopinator says, why do some people have wrenches? Moderators. They are the ones that wield all the power here. Goldie says, I believe he will mature as he walks with God. You know what, Goldie? And I think that is, I like that saying, as you walk with God. And we do mature because we learn to, for one, we get experience, some of which aren't great experience. I don't think you truly know God until you have um, maybe that's not the right word, know God. I think you can know God at any time, but I don't think that sometimes we truly open to God's presence until we're broken open a bit by life. Squirrel Sniper says, greetings again, Eric and Chad. Greetings, my friend. How are you, Squirrel Sniper? Hey, Squirrel Sniper had some big news. His daughter qualified for, well, I don't want to give away the big news, so Squirrel Sniper, if you want to share it again, gymnastics team, but I don't want to step in on the big news. Let's see. Randolph says, what you say might help someone, even him. I agree with that too. It's good to be set on your path. However, just my view, it's no one else's job to convince you that your path is wrong. I mentioned this to Laradox several times that what I think is if you have an air of peace about you, of loving kindness, people get curious. How does he do that? What does he have that I don't? How can he stay so calm? How can he be so loving even in the face of unloving people? What's his secret? And then people will go and say, hey, Naradox, what is your secret? And he would say, I'm glad you asked. I walk with Christ. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful experience. But if you come barreling in and you say, walk with Christ or else, who's going to want that? Why would I sacrifice the peace that I find in yoga and practicing A Course in Miracles for a path of someone who doesn't seem very peaceful? And I think he's getting that. And keeping in mind that he's 15, he might be 40 years old before he truly gets it. Or he might be 20. Or it might be a month from now. Who knows? Jacob is greeting Sniper. Everyone's greeting Sniper. Awesome. Squirrel Sniper says to Mr. Poop Panner, no, we just have the extra abilities on here. I'll show you. Wolf says, Laradox will learn that to convert others to your way of thinking can simply need to live by the words you preach, sometimes without preaching. Absolutely. Perfect way to say it. If you notice that Wolf said that in about a dozen words, and it took me 5 minutes to say it, and not half as well. Let's see. Barb says to Ice Commandant. There we go. I'm not going to bother to even try to pronounce it. You've all heard me try to pronounce German here. Oh, thank you, T. Yogi, don't forget to take your herbal supplement. Just take in mind. Thank you. Barb says I pray I spelled that right. I bet you did. Randolph says self-love. Absolutely. It reminds me, Ramana Maharshi, and I use this quite often, when he was asked, how do we treat others? How should we treat others? And he replied with a smile that there are no others. So when we truly, truly learn self-love, then we also learn selfless love. We're able to love everyone, regardless. Or if Mocha McCarty is still in the room, irregardless. Let's see. Goldie says, not people. We are not called to win debates and convince people to turn to God. Exactly. Squirrel Sniper says Rye Bread had a historical dark past. See what I mean? There are some things only Squirrel Sniper knows, and he knows it like that. Mold on rye was very common in the 17th century. For whole villages to hallucinate due to the effects of the bread. It was blamed on witchcraft. Ah, I see where this is going. Very interesting. We got some more German. Oh, yeah. Goldie says, Squirrel Sniper, what is the news? Squirrel Sniper, when you get a chance, please share the good news about your daughter. Again, as we have new people. Wolf says, I'm old. With age comes an economy of words, I've found. So you would think at 59 I'd have somewhat the ability of being economical with my words, and yet here I am doing the complete opposite of what I just said. Barb says she thinks that is right. Boy, I have not communicated in German. Sister Laura taught me. Nice. Randolph says, give yourself more credit. Thank you for that. Wolf says, not wiser, just old. Well, you have plenty of wisdom, though, that's for sure. Barb says, sorry, I was honoring the Ice Commandant in his language, which was awesome. Thank you for that. Barb says, don't worry. You were kind and appreciated. Exactly. No, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. Kindness isn't measured. It's not weighed. It doesn't come in ounces. It doesn't come in, large, small, whatever. It just is. It's a vibrational force that carries on and carries on and carries on and carries on. Never ending. Barb says she's remembering more. You know what? Out of her element. I think the more you use it, the more you come back. Milka says hello to everyone. Scorp said there's a missing teen in Chenriff. Sorry to hear that, Squirrel Sniper, sorry. 7th day. Wow. That's tough. Sorry, my friend. Always hate hearing something like that. Milka says, hello, lovely walking with Goldie. As Goldie had said, hello, lovely Milka. And truly, you are both lovely. Jacob says, hey to the Master Sergeant. Barb says, no, I used a vocal and text programming that Sister Lori gave me, but I feel it's not totally right. You know what, though? You made that effort. ICE wants to know your main language. Barb says, I know French from Europe and the Cajun French more. Gordy says, Squirrel Sniper, I was asking about your daughter. Oh, here we go. We're getting to the news. Barb says, English, Cajun French. I says, so you're French. Here's the news, guys. Squirrel Sniper says, so my daughter was picked for selection for a tryout with 67 other and only 3 places available. She was first picked. So chuffed, chuffed. Um, Gymnastics team, which, as we all know, is no easy sport. No, you know what? And anyone who tries out for that is going to be super talented and has put in a lot of the work. So to be only three of an incredible 67, absolutely amazing. Let's see. T says, Squirrel, did you hear the backstory about the machete? We get a celebration from Goldie. Barb says she is the Louisiana Cajun, French, part Native American. Let's see. Let's see. Mr. Pupinet says, so what's the channel about, really? This one in particular? Just this. Conversation. Um, I talk about my experience with my experiences, mainly as a longtime practitioner of meditation and breath work, a teacher of meditation, my practice of yoga. Um, Things along those lines, but really just getting to know people. I know I talk about the stuff that I love, but I don't say anyone else has to love it. Um, Me, I'm just getting by. You know what I mean? I am practicing that which needs to be practiced for me. I appreciate you asking that, Mr. Poopinator. So, with that being said, everyone's free to ask whatever questions about anything to me, as long as it's, you know, I don't want to say within bounds, but I think we all know what, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. So, Randolph says, yes, true, uh, but that some people that are cruel, those people are needed to avoid, because when they're cruel, the love for them is needed to be earned. Um, yeah, I not don't quite see it that way. That love doesn't need to be earned. It's there. It's available for everyone, and that through the practice of forgiveness, you don't bring any past event into the present moment. So everyone is blameless. Everyone without guilt. It's a hard concept to get to. However, even practicing it a little bit gives you instant peace of mind. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to hang out with someone who um, might harm me in some way. You always have discernment. Um, I can love from afar. I can love from a distance. I can love safely. But love itself doesn't have borders or boundaries. So we have that combination of discernment as well as um, unconditionality. And for me, it's always easy to practice when it's easy. Someone's coming in and being kind to me. Um, yeah, I can forgive all day. Um, I can be at peace all day. I can never be offended as long as you be nice to me. It's the people who are putting out some type of challenge. Those are the most valuable for me because now I got to practice. That's why they always say, if you think you're enlightened, go spend Thanksgiving dinner with your family. Um, or they would tell, monks, it's easy to be enlightened when you're on a mountaintop or in an ashram or practicing in a cave. Go into the city, things get difficult. I understand what you're saying. Definitely, Randolph. T says, Squirrel, awesome news. Bet you're proud. Let's see. I don't want to fall too far behind. Let's see. Ice says, last time I checked, Barb, Louisiana is not a country. Nope, it is not. It has parishes, though. Miss Poopiness says, stop putting me in timeout. Never called anyone a name. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I don't see any reason for Mr. Poopinator to be timed out. We all get along fine with him. And honestly, yep, he has never attacked a single person. Barb says, I wish there was more Cajun speaking people here. It's getting lost. That would be a shame. You know, what we know about lost dialects now, you would think everyone with that history would hang on to that. I says, I don't think he did call anyone a name. Nope. Barb says, Louisiana is a state in the U.S. Sorry, my error. Yep. T says, Squirrel Sniper, did you hear the backstory about his antics of violence? Well, some dark stuff. Squirrel Sniper says, yes, supposedly the friends of the victim that survived were out there. Just rumors, though. Mr. Poopinator says, I just like this live, as all, and I need this guy to let it rip. Like I said, I appreciate the faith. Mr. Poopinator shows up. It's been several days now, and he's just as enthusiastic as the first time. He has just as much faith that I can do it. Mr. Poopinator believes in me, and I don't take that lightly. I says, I'm very good in geography, so I see something like that and just have to point it out. I mean nothing by it. Barb says that's okay. T says, hi Mocha and everyone I miss. Not at keyboard full-time, doing packing. Let's see. Squirrel Sniper says, yeah, my take is Moroccan. What do you mean, Sniper? Goldie says, let's see how long it will be, Mr. Poopinator. I'm wondering if people are going to take side bets. Rage Addict says, howdy friends. Rage Addict, how are you? Barb says, boy, we need a smell of vision to smell what Wolf is cooking. It's the smell of crawdads. Crawdads, crawfish. I forget how you guys say it. We always say crayfish here. I've heard crawdads, crayfish. Let's see, we got some German. Wolf says, careful, Goldie. He might take that as a challenge. See, this is what I mean, though. That you never know who's going to make you smile. Goldie says she is exhausted, but okay. And how are you, Rage? Rage as well. Well, Rage is vacation in New Orleans. Awesome. Hope you have a good time. We got some laughing emojis from Wolf. Goldie has not set foot in the U.S. so far. We never know what the future might hold. Barb says, be careful in New Orleans. It's getting dangerous in the French Quarter. Yeah, you mentioned that. Let's see. Mr. Poopinator says, I love the curtain, bro. Looks like, can you see the curtain? Yeah, you can. Wallpaper my grandmother had when I was young. Well, you know what? I'm glad we could trigger a good memory for you. Actually, this is my parents' house, uh, both of whom passed away, and my brother and I inherited the house, and we decided to keep it. We both love where we live. It's paid for. We can split expenses, which is why my needs and my bills relatively low, um, which puts me in the perfect position where I can attempt to um, earn an income creatively. And I say income um, purposely instead of making a living. I was given a living. I was granted a living. Um, graced, graced a living. I wake up every day and my living is there. Take a breath, open my eyes, my heart beats. But earning an income, that's a different matter. I says I want to visit America once in my life, then speak German to the locals and pretend I know zero English. It's good to have a goal. America would welcome you, my friend. Yeah, Wolf says New Orleans is not the vacation spot it once was. Yeah, Barb mentioned that the other day in one of the live streams. We were talking about that. Barb says many speak German here in Louisiana. Texas as well. Texas has a substantial German population, don't they? Mr. Poopinator says, I can tell you're a good guy. That's why I started to visit when you're live, brother man. I appreciate that. I appreciate both the good man and the fact that you're here. Mr. Poopinator says, you're the type I think that never gets mad. Good energy. Well, let's say yes and no. I do get mad. I don't often get mad. Um, but there's nothing the matter with getting mad. It's it's what you do with it. I don't stay mad. I don't stay mad any longer. You get to the point where you recognize and you can simply say, you don't even say I'm mad. It's just mad. Madness is happening. Anger is happening. As soon as you disassociate it for just a little bit, that anger is happening through me, but I'm not anger, it begins to leave almost immediately. Randolph says, laughing out loud about family. That's the testing ground. That is the testing ground. Let's see. So, we've had some people pop in. My cat's meowing at me. And I see that the mods step up as they do. Awesome. So, my thoughts on people like that. Just go ahead and hide the channel like right out of the bat. Let's see. Once again, I sit behind. I says in a song that is funny and making fun of the German language, and it is free to use. I'm pretty sure you like to listen to it. Funny German song. What's the song? Not sure we'll put it up today, but I'd like to bring it up. Barb says, thank you for the protection from the mods. Of course, my friend. Let's see. Wolf says, thanks, Goldie. You're filling in for Flower, I see. The Iron Fist of Flower. T says, scroll it, don't Good for Jay. Tenerife lad. Something about him being seen with two men and a small outhouse. That's seen about 6 hours ago. Let's see. Goldie says, so Mr. Poopinator, where are you typing from? Goldie's just keeping the peace. Goldie live in New York. Are you in the city or just a state? I don't want to say just a state. It's a beautiful state. Let's see. Goldie says I have a message in private. Thank you for that. Let's see. Mr. Poopinator says I relax in the bullcrap. Mods are just doing what they do. I respect it much. Thank you for that, my friend. Yeah, there's been every so often some uncalled for attacks against a good friend, so the mods step up to protect him. So there's a difference between just having good fun. I've admitted before, I absolutely love trolls. I don't even like to use that term, actually. But there's a difference between people who come in to attack like that. As I mentioned before, Mr. Poopinator never once attacked. And he's made me smile. He's made other people smile. For me, he's providing a service. Anyone who can make someone smile is doing some good stuff. But what we had up above, that's just it's a whole nother category. The sad thing is they don't even realize what category it is. They don't realize that they're being manipulated by their thoughts, by their grievances, that they think they're in the right because they believe something. They're in the right because they think something. So they project it and they attack. They have these, no grievance is real because it doesn't exist right now. There's a book by someone that I hold to be a teacher of mine, and it's Scylla Bob Admonson, and he wrote a book with the title "What's Wrong with Right Now If You Don't Think About It." In the absence of thought, what's happening right now? The absence of thought. And as soon as you say, well, this, you're entering a thought. In the absence of thought, what is happening? You might have sensations. You might have sensations that cause pain, but pain in and of itself is just feedback. So, Wolf says, not an attack, just words that should be left out of the chat. Okay. Greg says, hey Goldie, you're more than welcome to come to the US. You are my special guest. Awesome. Nice invitation. Mr. Poopinator says, I'm still going to get this guy to let it rip. You got to have a goal in life. Jacob says, big salute to you all. Talk to you tomorrow, brother, Miss Yogi. Thank you for having me on your live stream again. An honor as always. Much love. Much love to you, Jacob. Looking forward to seeing your workout tomorrow. Let's see. 12 Semper says 2T. Lucy is a mule for Tenef and Ibiza. J Solar Bag and by 5 a.m. Interesting. So this is all relating to that crime mentioned above. Goldie says, Greg, I truly appreciate the offer. I must admit that I was never tempted. Mr. Moon Panther says, I need a wrench. And the next time we're handing out wrenches, usually we go a couple weeks without giving any. But for the people who show up and, our friends, it's always under consideration. Greg says, hey, Goldie, can't blame a guy for trying. Nope, you certainly can't. Barb says, crawfish or mud bugs? I think I prefer crawfish. He says, Greg, sorry I didn't say hello. I'm busy packing up my room. Move tomorrow. Miss Everybody says, I'm going to get this guy to rip. Rip one or get a wrench, one way or the other. See that? 2 goals. You never know. Both might happen. We got some more German. Let's see. Goldie says, Greg, the one reason I was drawn to you because you share your name with the man I love, but he goes by the full name. Goldie says, you will, Mr. Poopinator. Is that your new goal? I think he's holding both goals. Maybe one or the other, or maybe both together. Sometimes you're not satisfied unless both happen. Goldie says, but the only way I'd be willing to visit is to meet the in-laws. A lady can dream. I agree. And you can make those dreams a reality. We never know. We never know what the plans are. Let's see. Man, I think I'm all caught up, and then all of a sudden everything changes. Sorry, guys. I'm going to dive in, all right? Mr. Poopinator says, my new goal is to maybe learn something new. All the lives are of chicks doing makeup or some other bullcrap. Hey, that would be something new. I don't know how to I don't know how to put on makeup. Barb says we had a German coast history here in Louisiana. And yep, I believe it was the same with same in Texas. And Goldie says that's a great goal. How about a new language? It comes in handy. This is true. Luke says, I caught myself getting mad and remember some of the stuff you had said, and it went away so fast. That's awesome. And remember, the mad itself doesn't matter. It's how we respond, what we do with it. If you're mad and you lash out to someone, we could call it karma. You're just creating more karma out of that situation. But if you recognize it and you simply say, I could choose peace instead of this, what feels better? The thing is, we get confused and we think that we have the right to our anger, that it's a righteous anger and that we're going to use it and they're going to be sorry. They don't care. They're free of your anger. You're the one being punished by that anger, carrying it with you, the blood pressure going up, the stress, getting caught in that whole belief system. Ice says, that reminds me of a lyric of one of my favorite songs. What's that, Ice? Luke says, it's not good for anyone to hold on to that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, you nailed it with that, Luke. Barb says, Evangeline is the best food in New Orleans. Cajun food? Monkey Island says, hey, howdy. Hey, howdy, hey. Monkey Island, how are you, my friend? Mr. Poopinator says, why? I'm never leaving the USA. Trump 24. Well, it's always good to have that. It activates a different part of the brain. Let's see. Goldie says, and with the 3 bears. And there are bears in Transylvania. Barb says, yummy, this is amazing. Good. We get 3 bears from Luke. Ice says, here from Europe, let me tell you the entire continent. Look at America as a laughing stock. Wolf says, one of my goals is to learn Apache. That would be awesome. Do you know any native Apache speakers? Let's say the song is a famous, funny German song called Barbarous Rhubarb. It's got a funny title. So here's an excellent point from Goldie, because you can chat with me in Romanian, Hungarian, or Als Commandant in German, or Barb in French. Monkey Island says, isn't Apache a dead language? No, I don't believe so. Barb says, not a laughing start, but for many a melting pot to start over. It has been. Wolf says, no, Apache is live and well. Squirrel Sniper says, a great word to use every day is plant. Well, I'd have to know how to say it first. Plantagenet. Put it in context for us, Squirrel Sniper. How would we say it? Let's see. Barb says, hi there, a monkey. I don't know. Aren't there reservations in the U.S.? There are. We were nearby. We went to the Hopi and the Navajo, but we didn't make it to the Apache. Barb says there's about 15 language variants of Apache. Plantagenet. Plantagenet. That's going to be a tough one for me, Squirrel Sniper. Monkey Island says, I see. I thought all Indian languages were useless at this point. Not to natives, obviously. Goldie says she learned something new. Muhammad is here. Muhammad, how are you, my friend? How are you, our friend? All of us are friends with Muhammad. How is the family? Let's see. Barb says, Monkey Island, you need to visit a res. That's where more is spoken. Luke says he likes to troll, but it's always based off of the person's energy, and I try not to be rude, but funny. You've never been anything less than kind and respectful. And you've been funny. Much appreciated. Goldie says, funny troll is accepted, Luke. Attacking people is not. Exactly. 100%. Randolph says, they believe their thoughts even if it's not a fact. Absolutely. And we can see how much trouble that leads us in. Just because we think something, we accept it as fact because it's our thought. So it must be true, or it must be acted upon because we have it, which is the role of the ego. That's how the ego, which isn't a real thing. Ego is just a fluctuation of thoughts that reappear and reappear and reappear that affirm itself as an identity, but it's not who we are. We're the awareness of those thoughts. But in order for the ego to have that sense of being real, it needs to justify its attacks. It needs to justify its grievances. And it needs to believe in itself. If you give up the belief in the ego still exists as a navigational system to help us go through life, but it loses its power to have that hold on us. We're no longer identified as the ego, which is a huge relief. Because my ego's a jerk. But my awareness is all accepting. My awareness is unconditional love. This is true. Our friend Wolf says, Monkey, it was the native languages that helped in World War II, the code talkers. Excellent point. Let's see how far. I'm not too far behind. Hey, our friend Ivan is here. I have a question, Eric. Shoot, my friend. Optimum. Hello, my friend. How are you? Let's see. Man, I missed a whole lot. I thought I was caught up, and then all of a sudden, I realized I'm not even close to being caught up. I've missed some people. Optimum says, hi, everyone. Hello, my friend. Ivan, sorry I missed you. Says Eric, the supporting principle of the consciousness is being aware. Can there be awareness without consciousness? Depends on who you ask. I think Nisargadatta Maharaj would have said no. I'm not sure Ramana would have made that distinction. Me personally is yes, that there's awareness in and of itself, and that consciousness is when awareness becomes that it's aware. Don't quote me on that, as it might change. My thoughts on that might change. Let's see. Optimal says, hi, Squirrel Sniper. I remember, very good to your channel. Muhammad says, come back to Iraq. And I'm right now in Iraq at work. Well, welcome home. I'm sure that your mom is happy to see you. I'm glad you had a good long visit with your family. Goldie says it would be funny trying to see you put on makeup. Funny in a very disturbing way. Barb says, yes, Cajun, good. Let's see. Maui87 says, day 10 asking for a mod. Day 10, who's counting though? I appreciate you showing up though. Slime Diver says, what did Groovy Jimmy do? I don't know. Smurf says, hey guys. Walking with Goldie says, interesting. Maui. All right, I might go all the way to the bottom here. Work my way back up. Let's see. Ice says, how do you highlight someone's name? I don't know. T says, whoop, I should be in bed. Self-caring, but here first, but yes, her loss, but personified it. Definitely missing content starting over. So, pardon me while I get caught up. Mr. Poopinator said this man might be a prophet. I feel like I'm in a cult, and I love it. It's actually the complete opposite. What we're trying to do, the only thing we're shooting for, is freedom, liberation from our thought system, our belief system. And the only way you can do that is by questioning it, loosening the bonds. There's a lot of value in uncertainty. When you walk through the world with a certainty that things are the way they are because we think they are, man, it's a very rigid way of going through life. We got an interesting question from Squirrel Sniper. As always, to Ivan, are any thoughts your own? My answer to that is no. They're not my own because there's no actual me to own anything. Mr. Poopinator is getting drunk listening to Tupac. That's not a bad way to spend the evening. Let's see. Ice says, back when you were talking about anger, it reminded me of a song by a favorite band when Ik ben Laben, Ik ben Tot, Ik ben Wasser, Ik ben Brat, Ik ben Bling, an Kommeritz, Ik ben das Gets. I think I've been. That's about all I've got. I've been. Let's see. Barb says, yes, but I was told my great grandmother there is several meaning. Bear is one, strong is the other. Nice. See that? Goldie's getting some laugh from Mr. Poopinator. So, Ivan, yeah, sorry I originally missed your question, my friend. We got some German going on. Ivan says, scroll what we're calling our own thoughts. They are not. Absolutely, Ivan. But they're very persistent. So we certainly think that they are. That's the whole teaching of yoga. I mentioned it earlier, the 5 afflictions. That we are ruled by our attachments, by our aversions, by our belief in the limited self of thought, ego, our fear of death, and our ignorance of all of that actually occurring. So yoga's it can be a long path of coming to that, working with that energy. One of the things I really love about the Course of Miracles is it takes you there almost immediately. I know Ivan has worked with the Course of Miracles as well. Squirrel Sniper says agreed. That was a very insightful question, as always, from Squirrel Sniper. Ivan says our thoughts are invaded by the collective consciousness. Mr. Poopinator said, glad I didn't get banned. Wasn't even close. Didn't even think about it. Again, you don't attack. You come in to have fun, and man, no matter what we talk about, I always want to have fun. Let's see. Optimob says, "Fine, thank you. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm getting left behind in the conversation though, so I'm trying to sort things out, but um, I'm doing a pretty lousy job." Miss Poopinator says, "Sunday is fun day." It is. Every day is a fun day for me. So I'm probably gonna go to bed in about 10 minutes or thereabouts. Let's see. So I'm trying to skim through some thoughts. I don't want to, or some comments. Sorry. Mohammed says, "Okay, my rest time, it's end. I'm gonna come back to my work. Goodbye, my friend Yogi and my big family." Goodbye, Mohammed. Thanks for stopping by. And again, really glad that you had a great visit with your wife and kids. Welcome home, my friend. Score Semper says, "Can you describe the color red to a blind person?" Exactly. Let's see. Unfortunately, I think I missed something from T. I'm sorry, T. I did see that T said she should be in bed and self-caring, uh, but out here first. But yes, her loss was personified it. So yeah, we'll be shutting down in just a minute or two. So T, I really hope that you get some rest. Do what you can tonight with the packing, but don't put yourself out. Cody wants to know if he enjoy the smell. Interesting question. Mr. Pupinator says, "Love is what the world needs." I agree. I think the recognition of love is what the world needs. Love is ever present, um, but is missed because we think we have to look for it. And we think it's small. We quantify it. I'll give it to this person, but not this person. This person deserves this, but this other person doesn't deserve it. This person is like me, so I love them. This person is unlike me, so I don't love them as much. And none of that is love. Those are just conditions. And then we say it's love, as if it's something that we can give, as if we can give love, which we can't. We can only be. We can only be love. Alex says, "I'm the center of this thing we call universe. So when I tune inside, I find out the universe is me." Absolutely. Beautifully said, Ivan. Beautifully said. Miss Pupinator says, "A lot of value with uncertainty." Love that, brother. It's just an easier way of going through life. Just entertaining that doubt. What if I'm wrong? What if this person has a valid point of view, at least for him or her? Goldie says, "Baron von Fanagan was a troll." Yeah, I figured. You guys are on the ball. I'm the one that's messing up things. I apologize, guys. Let's see. Did I miss someone? No, Sabine says hi, Goldie and everyone. Sabine, how are you? Oh, let's see. T says, what did you say, Yogi? I would say that I'm shutting things down in just a minute, and that I hope that you can get some rest, um, some sleep, some deep restorative sleep, and not to do too much, not to do too much more tonight. I know you got a lot to do, but hopefully you can get more done tomorrow when you're rested. Sniper says love is always there. Exactly. Just needs to be unconditional before trial. Wolf says blessings to each and every one of you. Blessings to you, my friend, to you and Barb. Let's see. Ivan says, does the absolute appear and disappear spontaneously? I'm going to say the absolute never disappears. That it simply is, and that there's the appearance of things within the absolute. It always goes back to the Heart Sutra, the Buddhist Heart Sutra. Um, Emptiness is form. Form is emptiness, with is being the opposite of word. That form doesn't become, or that emptiness doesn't become form, and that form doesn't revert back to emptiness. It is at once the same thing. The absolute is the Tao, the all allowingness of everything to be, um, that which everything springs from. So it can neither be here or not be here. And it's in accepting that paradox that we gain that sense of peace. Hey, Eve's Godson is here. E, my friend. God bless you all. God bless you, my friend. Hope you guys get a chance to visit E is Godson's channel. He's a young man that gives me a whole lot of hope for the future. Ivan says, squirrel, there's no micro macro, there's no polarity, there's no duality. Everything is an illusion. I find myself, I fall in line with what Ivan says. T says, Yogi, prompt me. Is there no plan? So don't know if I'm going to say type of accommodations and be endless calls and emails in the morning before I check out. Well, yeah, I hope you get rest beforehand. Goldie is from the future. She says, hi, E. It's already tomorrow here. She can tell us what's going to happen. Sabine says, I am at the moment a silent listener. I appreciate you being here. T says, it's very stressful on the day, so no plan to last minute. Understandable, my friend. Let's see. Squirrel Sniper says, more simulation than illusion. Ivan, have you heard the Phoenix phenomenon events? A lot of cases have been made about the simulation from some very, very great philosophers. David Chalmers, for one. Optimum says, Eric, we are first time in your live. Sabina is my wife. I'd like to introduce us. We are, sorry, two Germans living in Switzerland. Well, welcome, my friends. Awesome. Appreciate both of you guys being here. So, Eric Point says, another great live. Eric, thank you, my friend. How are you? I saw you over supporting our friend Joe Delaney, as I did Goldie. definitely want to talk more about that tomorrow as I get to watch the whole thing. I was in and out for a while. We got some German from Squirrel Sniper. I'm beginning to think there is absolutely nothing that Squirrel Sniper doesn't know. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap things up. T says, thanks, Yogi. Stopping for 30 minutes, then do 30 minutes after that. Wind down in bed. Good. Stick to the schedule. It's good that you have that schedule out, and then you get to stick with it. Awesome. Ivan says, the most simple though is I'm just come from structure of mind through intellect. You know what, Ivan? You and I need to talk the course sometime, and the metaphysics, the cosmology of it. That all of this is illusory. It's a dream that God isn't even part of this world, which seems to imply duality, except within a dream, there can be no such thing as duality. And that the only thing that we need to do is wake up. That's why the lesson of forgiveness is so important. Why would you hold a grudge against an illusion? Let's see. T says, Optimum, thanks for liking my music. Nice. Ivan says, thank you, Eric. Thank you, my friend. Gordy says, I was listening since I said hi, but I just couldn't chat all the time. Yeah, like I said, I was in and out. Ivan says, have a good evening, everyone. You too, my friend. Squirrel Sniper says, most, if not all, of our pseudoscience is constructed of the first word, if. It's a good point. It helps us hold those things lightly. Let's see. Goldie says, thank you for a lovely live and chat. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to check my message before I go to bed. Ivan says, but when we turn awake, who's awake? Absolutely no one. Just the awakeness itself. Let's see. T says, thanks. Let's see. Sorry. Thanks. Nice live and all chatters. Thank you. Hey, big shout out and thank you to all the mods. Squirrel Sniper, nice. We never wake up. We can only be aware. We can only be. And what that is aware. Awesome conversation, guys. So, all right. Ivan says, thank you and good evening. Good evening to you. You guys take care. Be back. We'll do it again tomorrow. Much appreciated. So I do a 5 o'clock reading lately from the Tao Te Ching. So if anyone's around at 5 in the morning, come on by and say hi. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Thanks again. And once again, man, thank you for the mods. Way to step up, guys. Take care.